Hey YouTubers, Mike Boards with the Mike Boards channel. Thank you for watching. Today we're working on our Chevy Colorado, and unfortunately our check engine light is on, and we're gonna hook up that scanner and take a look and see what the error code is.
All right, YouTubers, outside of the Chevy Colorado now, we're going to hop inside the driver's seat, hook up our OBD scanner, and see what's causing this check engine light to illuminate. Today we are using our Bosch brand scanner and position the actual port connector correctly, and up above you will connect the actual connection point. From here, the scanner should automatically turn on. And we're going to perform a vehicle diagnostic, select enter, and perform an auto ID. Enter. Please turn the key off for 10 seconds, then turn the key on. It's been off for well over 10 seconds. We are going to turn the key on, however, not start the engine, and select enter. Cable required is the global OBD2. That's the cable we have hooked up currently. Press enter to continue. And is this a 2008 Chevy Colorado 3.7 liter engine? Is this correct? Yes, it is. And the first one is B0084, which is driver's seat position sensor circuit. And I want to select code connect. And that code connect is awesome. It tells us what part we need to replace. The part is the driver seat position sensor wiring harness. So what I'll do is I'll disconnect this and turn the key off, head inside to the computer and get more familiar with this actual error code.
All right, YouTubers on the website now, and I'm going to fast forward and talk about a few things that I just read as I was looking this up. In the event that you are getting the B0083 as well as the B0084 error code, chances are you do have an issue with your actual wiring. However, in the event that you only get one of those codes, it is more likely that you will only need to replace the sensor related to that actual error code. Again, in our case, B0084 is the actual driver's seat position sensor. B0083 is your passenger sensor. So again, I just wanted to summarize that information so you're not wasting your time during the actual search process of the part. So moving on, let's take a look at this actual diagram here. This is your seat, as you can see, and underneath your seat are your actual slide rails and tracks, which are part 1 and 2. These little holes right here is where your bolts go in to secure your seat into the actual floor of your vehicle. Part number 6 and 7, those are just plastic caps that go over your bolts to give it a little more organized and clean look. And then part number 4, in the event that you do not have electric seats, that is that bar that you pull up to shift your seat either forward or rearward. However, in our case, part number 5 is the part that we need to address. That is our actual sensor. I want to close out on this, and I'm going to bring up the color-coded diagram here. And again, as you can see, that is the actual part that we need to purchase. And closing out this, it is titled Position Sensor. This is a GM part, and the part number is 191-21283. With that said, this is a dealership only part. What does that mean? That means you can't go to AutoZone or O'Reilly's and purchase this part. You actually have to go to your local Chevy dealership or purchase it online from an actual GM Parts Direct website. And that's because GM has not actually released this part to the aftermarket companies to make it and sell it. So again, dealership only part. Contact your local dealership and see if you can get a better price than this. If you can't, buy it from this website. And to do so, make sure this part fits your car. You'll just scroll in here and you'll select the year of your vehicle and engine size, etc. And this website will say whether or not this part will fit your vehicle. So again, we are only buying the sensor. We are not going to purchase the actual wiring harness kit. At this point, let's head back out to the vehicle and we'll talk more about the sensor and location of the sensor.
Back out of the vehicle, and safety first always, we are going to be working with electrical connection points. We are also going to be inspecting electrical wiring. It's personal preference, however, for us, safety first, we are going to disconnect the negative cable to our battery, cut all electrical power to the system. And I've got a flashlight positioned under here, and what I want to do is position the actual camera to a point where you can see this actual part. I'll try to get my fingers up under here. This is the actual sensor. This is the electrical connection point. This electrical connection point has wires that feed into it, and that goes all the way back to an additional connection point where I will show you here as well. And then it feeds up into here, and you'll just have to follow all those wires. You may need to remove your seat during the inspection. However, what I recommend, don't do that first. I recommend taking a few minutes and inspecting all of the wires and verifying that there are no signs of stress, meaning heat stress, or corrosions or shorts, meaning loose wires or broken wires. Also inspect the actual connection point and make sure it is in and secured and that actual locking tab is properly locked, keeping that electrical connection point secured. And from here you've got an actual plate that the bolts secure this part to the actual right portion of the seat. And what I want to do is I'm going to come out back around to the back side, and there is the connection point there. Again, there's the actual metal plate, and you've got additional wiring right here. Make sure that this wiring is all connected properly and secured. There's no signs of stress. The electrical connection point kind of looks like this electrical tape got pretty beat up over the years. However, just move it out of the way, be careful, inspect all the wiring. And one thing I do want to point out, because this actual error code is just for the driver's seat, it's very possible that our harness is still in good working condition. And all we will need to do is replace that actual sensor right there. Because the more I read about this, in the event that you are getting both the error code for the driver's seat as well as the passenger seat, chances are it's the entire wiring harness and you need to replace that. However, in our case, we may just actually need to replace this actual sensor because, again, all of our wiring looks really nice and all the electrical connection points are properly secured. All right, YouTubers, we purchased our new part from our local Chevy dealership. There is the part number, that large bold number there. Go ahead and open it up. And there's not much to this part. Again, here's the metal plate, here's the sensor, and the electrical connection point there. As you can see, those little power leads or electrical leads inside. And you've got two holes here for bolts that secure this plate to the actual underside of this seat. So our hopes is replacing this sensor will turn off our check engine light and the system will go back to working properly and normal, because again, we've inspected the wiring and all the wiring looks good. In the event that we replace this and it still has that check engine light, chances are we may need to take the actual seat out and inspect further upstream of the electrical wiring and try to find out why the driver's seat position sensor or wiring harness is causing that check engine light. That's it, YouTubers. Now we have a much better understanding of the actual error code and what part needs to be replaced. Down below in the comments section, we are going to post a link to a step-by-step video on how to replace that sensor. Definitely check that out. You may find it very helpful. From here, do us a favor below the video. You will see that thumbs up icon. Click on that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely go to your settings, turn on your YouTube notification bell. Hey, once you do that, every video that we upload, you will be notified. You will be able to stay up to date with us. That will be awesome. Thanks again for watching, and we hope the video helped.